Today, we're going to speak to Sheila Moran from First Choice Services. She's going to talk about an important resource that benefits all kinds of individuals. So thanks so much, Sheila, for joining us today, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we're going to show the emotional strength line first, so let's go there. We talk about this every week at the top of our health and wellness. So we go to Help 304, and we'll just scan down real quick, and then we'll go back and get a little more information. So it's 877 Help 304, the strength line, and I'll just scroll down a little bit. There's just different things that you can do on there. Chat now. So let's get back. So thank you again for joining us. And I know we talk about it all the time, but this is all kind of run together. So how long has the emotional strength line actually been running?
It's been running for a couple of years now. It's, busier and busier all the time.
Wow, because I thought, so no slowing down since it's not just about, I know many people were concerned with COVID-19 that it really impacted people's mental health, but it actually maybe revealed some things that were going on in people's lives that they didn't think about. So this is actually a good thing because it's giving people a great place that they can talk about what's going on to somebody else when maybe before they were kind of uncomfortable, and now it's kind of been made okay.
That's right. What we found is that it wasn't so much just about COVID, but people still have the same problems that they've always had: loneliness, depression, isolation, a difficulty connecting with other folks.
So tell us about the resources you provide.
So we have a lot of different resources. As you know, First Choice has several lines. Our Help 304 line provides just a place for anyone, anytime to call when they need to speak to someone about their anxiety, their stress level, whatever they're going through. Our goal is to have a safe, non-judgmental place for people so that they can call day or night. A lot of people who call us already have a therapist or psychiatrist, but maybe they're not accessible easily in the middle of the night. But we're here, and that's our goal.
Now, our main thing that we talk about is with stress and mental health. But just for a moment, what are the other services? Because there's other underlying issues that people certainly don't want to make public to anybody else, but they may need assistance with. So are there other services that you provide outside of just the emotional strength line?
We have so many services. We have the 1-800-GAMBLER line, which is for anyone who wants to stop gambling. It's a major issue here in our state. We have the Help for WV line, which is addiction and mental health. A lot of people call us seeking resources or treatment in their community to find recovery from addiction. We have the TQL, which is the tobacco quit line, anyone who wants to stop smoking. We have the ACA Navigator, which is for anyone who wants to sign up for insurance through the Affordable Care Act. We partner with the United Way to talk about 211, which is a social service hotline. We have the Children's Crisis and Referral Hotline, which is for anyone looking for behavioral health resources for their children. What have I forgotten?
That is quite a lot, but that's why we call it a one-stop shop, because we have listed on our resources different things, whether it's addiction or domestic violence and things. And we tell people, if you want to call those other lines, they still work. Or if you want to research on West Virginia 211, which we also have. But if you want the one-stop shop, they call you, and then you can say, just a moment. And then one button transfer over so people don't have to hang up and dial this 9-digit number. And they may be in a crisis and don't need to hang up. Yeah. They need help now.
That is exactly right. We were just doing a staff training with new staff. We've hired so many new staff here because we have so many new programs, and that we were just emphasizing that no one should ever have to hang up to look for other help.
So what is the best way for people to receive the services you offer?
People can call any of our helplines. And again, we're all under one roof. So if you need something that the person who answered doesn't specialize in, they can transfer you, or they can chat. Most of our lines, you can go to our website, firstchoiceservices.org, and you can see all of our services there. They all have individual websites where you can chat online. Many of them also accept text. So we make it really easy.
So how well does the chatting and texting work?
It's amazing. it's becoming more and more popular. And, personally, I was a little worried about it at the beginning. I thought, well, how are you going to connect with people over that platform? But it really does work. As a matter of fact, the National Suicide Hotline just recently contracted with us to answer chats and texts nationally for their hotline. Because they are so busy and they get so many chats and texts on that line, and people, especially young people, that's the way they like to communicate. So very common now.
Is there a typical age range of people who connected? Because some people have a stereotype that only younger people or older people, talk about the types of people that this is geared towards.
Sure. It's interesting because it really depends by helpline. For instance, on our suicide line, we are more likely to get calls from young people, even teenagers. Whereas I would say on our 1-800-GAMBLER line, we would get more middle-aged folks. So it really depends. Help for WV, the addiction side, probably, early 20s would be a little more typical. So definitely differs by hotline.
So some people might be too embarrassed to call in and they don't because of the confidentiality. Is confidentiality important to you guys? Is it strict confidentiality?
It really is. And, on most of our hotlines, you can actually call and be completely anonymous. Now, there are times where if you want further treatment, we may need to ask your name before, enrolling you in a certain kind of treatment program. But, especially those where you're having an emotional crisis, you just need to talk. You're never obligated. Under no circumstances are you ever obligated to give us that information. And of course, even if you give it to us, it's confidential. We are all bound by laws of confidentiality here.
So now, is this the emotional strength line a permanent thing? I know sometimes different programs go in place because a thing happens. And so, COVID is a perfect time with all the stress and all. But is this something that's now going to be there? Is this going to be a permanent thing? Or is this something that might, okay, COVID's done. See you later.
All right. We really see a long-term need for this line. So although, some things have changed behind the scenes with the funding, this line is still active and we still have the same people answering this line and providing the same services.
Perfect. And I've actually used the emotional strength line maybe once before just to talk to somebody. I was going through some stuff and it was just great to reach out and talk to somebody on the other end that made me feel better. So, I could say it definitely does help to have someone there to talk to when you're going through something. It's very, very important.
Oh, I love to hear that. Thank you for hearing that.
So is there anything else that you'd like to add?
We just like to let folks know, certainly, again, day or night, 24/7, we're here. Even if it's Christmas morning, Easter morning, we're right here. So don't ever hesitate to call us.
And one last thing, is there any cost to any of this? Because some people might be hesitant. Okay, I know it's confidential, but I don't have insurance. I don't have money. Is there any cost for any of these services, at least to call the helpline?
Great question. No, you see ads for a lot of things like Talkspace, things like that, sort of therapy services. And we're not like that. We're not going to have to ask your insurance or anything like that just to call the helpline. There may be certain services that folks are referred to where they have to pay, but we're able to help people, get insurance and get West Virginia Medicaid here. And we have funds to pay for people who don't have insurance for different kinds of treatment. So usually that's not going to be an obstacle at all for further treatment. And certainly it's never an obstacle for calling the hotline.
Sheila Moran with First Choice Services that provides all the services behind the scenes of West Virginia's Emotional Strength Line, plus a lot of other ones. And so thank you very much, Sheila. We appreciate, the service, and for you taking time out of your busy schedule, working with all those lines to join us today.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you both.